What is up, guys? Jake from OneHive. You asked for it, you got it. I am here doing a recap with your boy Powerbang. Powerbang, what's going on, man?
What's up, Jake? It's good to be here. Powerbang from Powerbang Gaming. If you guys don't know about it, representing the clan Wiz on her face, and we just had an epic war with OneHive.
Absolutely, it was a lot of fun. This was for our 200th attempt, and we did get the win. It was a fun war, really a memorable war. It's always good to go up against another fair play clan that has good bases, good attackers. It's one that I think we'll always remember our 200th.
Definitely. For us, it was a kind of a milestone in itself. We knew that OneHive was going for their 200th win. We were trying to stop them, but at the same time, over at the Powerbank Gaming channel, we just hit 25,000 subscribers, and that is what caused me to want to reach out to OneHive in the first place in order to go ahead and get this matchup because we knew it was something that viewers were really wanting. I don't know about you, Jake, but I get asked, literally probably every week at least, multiple times. Play OneHive. So
Yeah.
we wanted to make that happen.
Yeah, guys are always throwing names out, who they want to see us for and stuff. And your clan has definitely came up in that conversation. So it was just a matter of time till we got it done. And again, it was something special for our 200th win. So I do appreciate you and all your clan members doing it, agreeing to the war. It was a lot of work put into it. Obviously, matching up is never really easy. You got to crunch the numbers, do all that stuff. But a really quick matchup. We got matched up in like 7 or 8 minutes, so that was nice. And you streamed the entire war basically. I think you slept for what, 3 hours?
Yeah, I took about a 3-hour break. Started out at 5:30 Pacific time, so my time. Streamed until about 4:30 in the morning. Took about a 3-hour nap, and then picked up again about 8 the next morning, and then finished it out. Wanted to kind of get everybody all the attacks, and basically after our Indian counterparts did their first attacks, I was like, it's a good time to take a break because most everybody's sleeping anyways.
Nice, yeah. All right, well, let's get to the war. You guys, again, I thought you did a really good job. I'm just going to scroll through. You can do it on your end as well. Scroll through your bases, our bases, what you guys did to our bases. Your Town Hall 10s brought it. I'm not sure if any of them actually failed an attack. They all were 2 stars. If not, maybe like one of them took a second try, but pretty much they got cleaned up almost immediately. So that was impressive.
Thank you. Yes, we were able. That was kind of part of our strategy was to go after your tens first. That's typically been a weaker spot in our lineup. Our tens, we've been struggling a little bit on some of the ring bases that you guys have brought. They're trickier than they look. They're not visually attractive, but they tend to work with that defensive ring pushed out from the core and golem circling. We did fail on one first attempt on your number 3 base. And that was due to a wall breaker UI fail. So, what are you gonna do, right?
Yeah. Well, and again, awesome job to your 10s and your 9s. There were several 3 stars. I know that you guys struggled some with some of our bases, but as we talked about before we started recording, fair play clans, we don't get these opportunities as often as we need them to practice on these bases from top to bottom. When you go up against a clan that has legit bases from their top Town Hall 9 to their bottom, it's tough. It really is. Any little thing can go wrong, and it's gonna screw your attack up.
Absolutely, and to go over, your Town Hall 9 play was phenomenal. We knew coming into the war that we were outgunned pretty heavily as far as like the heroes go, but we didn't really care. We wanted to go up against even Town Halls because every war matchup that we've had lately has been us against 3 times as many Town Hall 10s, and we just don't get the practice that we're needing. And really, props to your guys' Town Hall 9 bases especially because they were phenomenal. It's something that we don't always see. A lot of them were very anti-air, which is difficult to do, and it really, kind of put a damper on our Lune plans, and you saw a lot of hogging this war. So
yeah, definitely on both sides, a lot of hogging. Well, I'm switching over to your bases and looking at what we did and our Town Hall 10s obviously did not do as well as yours. I won't take all the credit. I mean, it's not all their fault. They did have to come down at the end of the war when you have Town Hall 10s that, like, we didn't do what you did, obviously, and get them on the first try. But when you have those Town Hall 9s that are not completely cleaned up, some of them did drop down to get those, and you just take the easy stars. You take the low-hanging fruit when you're in a close war like this, and that's what we did. So there was some Town Hall 10s dropping down to 3-star, and because of that, leaving some stars up there on the top open.
absolutely, and that was the smart play though, to be honest, because I felt like if your Town Hall 10s were going to continue to go after our 10s for 1 extra star, we probably would have won the war simply because we had the Town Hall 10 help to come down and help out on the 9s. And, we were hoping that you guys were going to continue to bang away on our 10s, whether it's successful or unsuccessful. And, hopefully we're able to make up some ground like that. But unfortunately, didn't go our way this time. But either way, we loved it. Let's go ahead, check out some attacks, Jake. Let's start with you on, where were we going to start?
Let's look at Hold My Beer hitting number 9, because I'm going to go ahead and start it up. I love Hold My Beer's attacks. There's just something about the way he attacks. It's always so smooth. Sometimes you see people attacking and you can sort of feel the panic in their attack when they're doing it. It's herky-jerky. His is just like he's, gliding through the water. I mean, everything about it is timed right. There's no panic involved in it. So I definitely wanted to show one of his. I think this was his only 3-star this war, but he's been knocking out 6-star wars like crazy. Just dropping a golem down here. And this is one of the things about this attack that I like the most. He drops his golem on both sides, backs it up with his wizards, and then his queen, and starts creating his funnel. But what's important about this is I see so many people, and I'm guilty of it sometimes myself, is sending those wall breakers in too early. Because if you get those golems moving in, all you're going to do is draw more fire and maybe draw out clan castles prematurely. If you let delay that just for a little bit, it really cleans up the area and they end up taking less damage. Because you'll see right here, the CC troops are coming out. Now there's nothing for the queen to attack but those CC troops. Had he done it quicker, the CC troops would have came out quicker, but the queen would have still been working on all those defenses. She's got to be right on top of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for her to target those CC troops. Otherwise, she's going to be shooting everything around there.
Another thing too with what you were saying, dropping in those wall breakers too soon will cause those golems to redirect, and you'll lose your tanking for the wizards, which could step up and take out those point defenses.
And I love this set of hogs that he sends in on the bottom here. You see one double bomb already triggered there. That's a pretty aggressive trip for the queen kill. But when you have those higher level heroes, you can do that. You can get away with it. That level 30 king out front, you can go halfway across the base to get that queen. So really good job of doing that, taking out a lot of the base with his kill squad. And then again, Hold My Beer is just so good at his hog deployment. Everything's spot on. He's very patient with his heals. I tend to get a little bit antsy with my heals. He just waits till the last possible moment, keeps them hogs up, and you'll see that there's only one section of defenses left. The hogs are dealing with that. Cleanup is well underway. A couple of wizards down low, perfectly placed. They're just going to wrap around the base, and as soon as these hogs take out those last few defenses, it's over.
Absolutely. Shout out to Hold My Beer too, man. It's always nice to have your 28th guy in the lineup have max heroes, pretty much.
Oh yeah. And he, Hold My Beer did a little. He broke out the credit card. But that's nothing wrong with that. That's part of the game. And he decided early on he wanted to, and he's capable of hitting those higher level bases like that. He does it more in, more out for us. So shout out to Hold My Beer. He's a beast.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Not a dig on him at all, man. It's it's a smarter way than I did, leveling my base. So
for sure.
He's able to do a lot more with that. So very nice raid from Hold My Beer.
Yep, crushed it. All right, man. What do you got?
All right, let's start off. Our Town Hall 10s performed so well. Let's take a look at. Let's go over to our side. Take a look at, I believe, number 6. This was an attack by BMG. Now, a lot of I'm going to click the play button here. A lot of our guys basically use similar style attacks with the Earthquake spell, and I'm going to put out a guide on this in the videos to come here on my channel. But what you see here is up top, he's just basically going to clear out some percentage by dropping a giant and some hogs behind, clearing the outer buildings there for archers to snipe some percentage points. And then you see the quad quake come down on the left, and it opens up a path right to the town hall. So there's really not a lot that has to happen there for him to get his troops funneled to the town hall to pick up the the guaranteed 1-star. And then after that, it's a percentage game. And as this is a fair play war, we don't have but one attack on this base, and we're not going to try to go for 3 on an anti 3-star Dragonflower base. So he's basically going for the sure 2, and that was our strategy coming into this war, was to get the sure 2 on your Town Hall 10s, and then hopefully drop down to take out some of those maxed hero Town Hall 9s.
Yeah, that's a good strategy. And the I've been very outspoken about how worthless I've said the Quake spell was, but I have also always said it has a place for 2-star attacks. It's just too expensive for a 3-star attempt, but for a 2-star, it definitely has its place in war, especially at Town Hall 10.
Definitely, and you'll see our guys in this recap. I'm only going to show one Town Hall 10 replay, but most of our guys came with the Quake spell, and like you were saying, it doesn't really have a place in 3-star attacks. The jump spell is going to save you that extra spell that you need on the back end of raids, But when you're only shooting for the front half of the base to get that 50%, you don't really need the extra spells. So as you'll see here, he heads in with his golems. He gets that funnel created on the bottom side with the wizards. The P.E.K.K.A.s and the heroes go straight at the town hall, and it's literally almost the first thing they encounter.
Yeah, no
free
question.
spell goes
That
down.
town hall's going down in 2 seconds.
Absolutely. Free spell goes down to take the queen and the Inferno Tower. So he's basically, eliminating the biggest threats in the center of the base. And then doing a push here. And then if you check the bottom of the base, he's got the archer going. He's got, most importantly, with BMG's raids, he holds back a giant, some wizards, and some archers. And he's holding that back for percentage. So you're going to see that giant come down here any second to pick up the last little bit of percent on that top right side. And some wizards and archers behind, and he's going to get that extra percentage he needs to get the 50, no problem.
Yep, I like it. I like the combination of the Quake spell, like you said. The whole thing is getting to that town hall, and when you do that, and it makes it easier on your troops, you can almost invest less in it and save more for those extra percentage points. Because I've said you always got to have a few troops left over for those. Because more times than not, you're going to need a few extra percentage points at the end like that.
Awesome. Well, pretty easy 2-star from BMG. He did. Few attacks this war, same style with the earthquake spell, and shoved the troops in there and got the easy 2 for our guys. And moving on to the next one, Jake. What do you got?
Nice. Let's look at Lala taking on your number 12 Venu. I really like this raid. I'm gonna go ahead and start it up. Most of what you're going to see, I think maybe even all of what you're going to see here is Goho from us. It's the meta right now. It's what's working. It's what's like you talked about in some of our bases, sort of being anti-Lune. It's with a second sweeper and some just figuring things out. You can make a pretty tough base to Lune. Still, if you got the right attack, the right plan, hogs, you're pretty much, you can take any base out. So our guys are really focusing on that, and Lala brings a really nice one here. Sends a few wall breakers in. They did have a trap there, so it was a good thing she sort of sent a few and then held on. Sent the next group in. The golems reroute, and here come the CC troops again with the sort of waiting on that, because now the queen is right there. I see it so many times that people just sort of send those golems in. They get too far out in front, and the queen's not targeting those balloons or dragons or whatever's in there. But you see Lala did a nice job of waiting until they were all sort of grouped up before she sent
that rage spell was nice too. That caused those golems to take off and run away from the balloons, so they didn't do any damage at all. Yeah,
it was perfect. The jump spell was perfect, and again, our guys with those higher level heroes being able to take a pretty long walk to get to the queen, taking out a bigger section, better chance of triggering bombs. I love this hog right there. If you'll see it beating on that air defense right by the town hall, because right here, check it out, boom, double bomb, one hog. That's huge. One. Yeah, that's huge. And then it's just working that motion around the base, sort of reinforcing those hogs. You see the major threats are gone. The queen's dead. The CC troops are dead. 3 of the 4 bombs are dead. Right there, a nice poison spell on those skeletons. So take that out. The queen's still up helping out. So just absolutely crushed it. Really, really nice attack.
Definitely. I thought it was really nice the queen came back and got that expo first, because I thought the hogs might have got in trouble without having a heal left in the bag there. But she did a good job clearing out that center part for him.
And keeping everything out in front, tanking for a queen till the very, very end. You see right here, the queen just makes it through the raid. We'll start to fast forward because all that's left is clean up here. But I just thought it had a balloon left over there too. I'm not sure what the plan was for that, but just a really nice attack. Again, coming at the right angle. A lot of these 3-stars were cleanup attacks, so we knew where traps were, stuff like that. So you could really make a plan to maximize your kill squad, get those giant bomb spots eliminated, and get in there and get the 3-star. So good job, Lala.
Definitely. Very nice raid, Lala.
All right, man.
All right. Bouncing over to your side of the map here, we're going to take a look at number 11 on Lord Byron. This is an attack by Venu. He was mad that he got 3 stars, so he thought he'd drop some Retribution. But this raid, I really like this raid. This is, I believe it's a Shattered Goho. He comes in with the 2 golems on the right side here, and then creates a nice wide funnel with his wizards. Drops the Archer Queen in the middle. Like normal, and then adds a few witches there to reinforce, because it is, like you said, going to be a pretty decent push to get that queen on the other side.
Yep, I like that. I like the witches are sort of like a regenerative tank. On the right basis, they're more effective than a 3rd golem sometimes.
Yes, definitely. Very nice jump spell comes down though, right on top of that expo, opening up almost 1/2 of the map. The king's going to go over. I don't know that he gets the whole queen kill here. It looks like he dies a little bit sooner, but his barbarians are going to go ahead and finish the job. And the queen is there kind of doing some cleanup here, and I believe she's going to eliminate one of the double giant bomb positions by clearing out some of those buildings. It's hard to say. They got one single tripped on the entry here, and then he just kind of sends almost like a four-finger drop on the hogs, like a semi-surgical. And they come in, they get another single there, and they're pretty much standing at heels the entire time. They've got the golem doing some tanking there for the hogs. Looks like 4 singles in this base, so it ends up being a fairly easy hog. Kind of clearing out half of the base with the queen and kill squad there, and then a nice poison spell comes down at the end. A little bit longer on that heal might have served him good, but he's able to withstand. The king is going to take out a good chunk of his hogs here, but luckily he's got the rest of his hogs over there at full life that did stand in that heal. So rest is pretty much cleanup. I'll start to fast forward at this point.
Yeah, it's nice. And again, you see, he still got witches up, those skeletons in there. While those golems were right there in the core, those skeletons were still being spawned, still doing a little tanking of their own right. So I like them. Another thing I like about them is they're sort of like little fingers. If you get them in that jump spell, they'll sometimes one skeleton will run over and trigger a bomb that's sort of opposite of where your golems are going. So I like that addition. I think that was a nice attack.
Absolutely. What's next?
All right, I'm just moving down one. I'm going to watch Warren take on 13. I'm not going to even try to say that name. I'm going to go ahead and start it up. Oops, I hit this. Yeah, I got it started up. You can say that. Yeah, there you go. Right.
There we go. Yeah, I had to find it.
Yeah, right here, just starting off with a golem drop on the right side here. Again, I think this was a cleanup attack. In fact, I know it was. One interesting thing about this base, I had to show it because I know you've joked about it before on my channel, is that he had a hole in his base. And this was actually one that I attacked and screwed up. And it almost worked in his favor. I mean, I don't encourage people putting a hole in their base, but it actually kind of threw us off. And this took a few times to get this one done. But since that jump spell, no wall breakers needed here. Jump spell right in. And again, pretty long push for the queen. You saw right there that he dropped a barb over there or a goblin or something and triggered that giant bomb right in that hole. So he sort of threw away one giant bomb there. I used it for a lure. Warren just went without it. He just went no lure, dropped a nice rage for his kill squad there, and then right here, boom, the king's on the queen. She's down. Now it's time to start the hogs. He just comes in with a really nice surgical, just working his way around the bottom of the base where he had a lot of heavy defenses. You see Tesla's popping there, a lot of defenses in that one area.
Spring's got him pretty good there, too. I'm glad you pointed out the hole in the base, man, because I really let him have it on the stream. Well, we were doing a lot of last-minute base design, and we had this one and another one actually with a hole, and just kind of slipped through the cracks.
It happens, and like I said, it actually sort of it so much drew us wanting to come from there that it actually kind of messed up some attacks. Mine, we finally agreed that I wasn't going to do it. I came in on the top side, but I had a wall breaker fail, which basically completely eliminated any chance. And what was neat about the stack right here, you look at this right here where we're at a minute 20. He's got no heal spells left and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defenses. I actually thought he was in trouble here, but it kind of got a nice little split on his hogs. The queen is already down. I just thought, man, he's in trouble. He's got some wizards working around the outside for cleanup. But the hogs just sort of make it happen. I really don't know how because there was a lot of point defense there. I think the main
what really happened
go ahead.
Was the wizard towers. He cleared out all the wizard towers at the start, so everything was just hitting one hog at a time. There was nothing to do any splash damage with all those bombs already being triggered.
That, and there was no spring traps, no bombs, nothing on the top half of that base. That was one thing I was telling you about off stream, is that I noticed is that when you guys, and I'm gonna start to fast forward times 2 here, when you guys, we sort of caught on pretty early that a lot of your bases had really trap heavy opposite the queen. So we knew that all the traps were in that area, and on the queen side it was very light on traps. So I think that was another factor too. He took out the trap heavy area, and then at the end when he had no heals left, he had defenses to deal with, but wasn't losing any hogs to spring traps, wasn't getting triggered any bombs, and just had enough to get the job done. I thought it was a really nice attack.
Definitely. That's one thing you pointed out with our base is we definitely learned a lot from you guys as far as base design. Definitely we were thankful for the opportunity. We saw a lot of stuff that we really struggled with. So that's funny that you showed an attack on Aussie and Venu, and the next one I'm going to show is an attack by Aussie coming back with some Retribution. So on number 13, Ossitron is going to take out Hibble. And this was probably up there in my top 3 favorite attacks of the war from both sides. The biggest key to this raid is going to come with a stone goho, but the biggest key is the wall breaker that he's going to send in between these first 2 golems. He's going to send in a test wall breaker because it looks like it might be ripe for a trap, and then it gets nuked by that bomb. So had he sent all of his wall breakers there, it would have been a wall breaker fail, and this raid was over before it started. So you see him send in the 3 wall breakers after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, he got it. He had one more.
Boom. Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, am I saying the right thing? No. Okay. So he gets the wall open, and jump spell goes down to get to that queen, and I believe that jump gets into that other compartment there with the new mechanics. It does slightly touch. It's hard to say. It could have gone maybe a little bit farther.
Yeah, he could have went a little more aggressive on that with the new mechanics, no question. But I think he gets there.
Definitely, but he gets in. He's able to take out the queen. I believe he gets the king as well, and the hogs start to come in, just surgical fashion. And the giants do a great job. They soak up damage from almost every single defense. The hogs are not getting touched at all. Same thing on the top. Another giant comes in. The hogs still not getting touched. Finally starting to take some damage there on that front side with the hogs, but just nice, easy surgical fashion. And he's being patient on the heal spells here, and he's going to be able to cover probably the rest of the base with heals. All the defenses, trips a couple singles there, doesn't do much to him, and the golems there are tanking those final few defenses, and the hogs are going to run through it pretty much untouched. So the last heal goes down, and all he has to get to is one more archer tower, and this is 3-star. So
yeah, honestly, that golem right there at the end, it was busting into golemites already, but it was clutch right there. It was doing a lot of tanking for I think 2 or 3 point defense in that last compartment.
Definitely. So he's got the wizard started on cleanup on the town hall. 2 stars in the bag here, and then the hogs are going to run around the base. They got plenty of time to clean up. I'm just going to go ahead and 4x it and get through the raid. Ossitron puts 3 on the board for WHF. Very nice raid. We had this one go early on in the war, so it kind of gave us a little bit of momentum.
Yeah, that was a nice attack for sure. He was very, very patient with his heals. That was good. All right, moving on. Let's look at Peril taking on 17 Marteau.
I will say before you start that this was probably my favorite attack of the war.
Yeah, it was really nice. The thing about this attack that I liked, one was just the army composition. It was a different army composition. But look at the base. You've got these 4 air defenses, and they're kind of skewed to one side. Now, the queen is on the complete opposite side, so that does give some cause for concern. But Peril just does a really good job sending in these golems, sending in 3 golems. You want to do stoned. He knows he's got a big push to get through here. His goal is obviously to get all of those air defenses taken out because you see he's got 8 loons in the bag, and he did bring 8 hogs as well. He's got a few. So bringing 3 golems and some witches, just hugely tank heavy. Really, really committing to that push to get to the opposite side of the base. The jump spell was perfect. I mean, absolutely perfect. You see the queen's in that compartment now. The king is able to get there. They still have to be able to move up. Now, I think the king just went down right there. But the witches are still up. There's some wizards still up. The queen's still going. Everything's moving through the base pretty well right here. And then, boom, right here, 8 hogs on this side. His kill squad sort of left a few air defenses there. The queen just picked that last one up. But those hogs are going to nab that. And you see right there, the defensive queen finally goes down. Those witches, those skeletons I was talking about, and the offensive queen got in there, got it done. The only thing I would say about this attack that wasn't perfect, I think he was a little bit late on his balloons. Right here, he's got some going from the bottom. But I would have had all those other 5 going, 10 seconds ago. They would have been going.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The hogs took care of the rest of the base. I mean, the loons at this point were unnecessary. I mean, it was already cooked.
Yeah, I think it.
But that's just a testament to how bad he overkilled it. I mean, he completely crushed this base.
Well, like I said, having 3 golems and those witches coming in, you see, he still got witches up. I mean, that was huge. That is so much tanking power, and if you can keep them out in front, and there's not a lot of splash damage coming in on them, you're just going to crush it, which is exactly what Peril did. Just absolutely wreck that base.
Check out how far the defensive queen came out from her platform too and jumped over that wall, allowing him to get that kill. So a little fortunate there, but hey, you'll take it.
You bet. It was nice. All right, man. What you got next?
Cool. Very nice attack, Peril. On our side, let's go down to number 23 on which side's here? On FB. It's attacked by Dr. J. Murda.
All right.
And again, guys, more hogs. Sorry if it's getting redundant, but
we
check what they gave us.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, it was a very, very hog-friendly war. I will say that, and it kind of made some of our Lune guys sad because we were we were kind of out in the cold. But gets the 4 balloons out of the clan castle and has a couple giants that are going to walk just a couple tiles in front of those balloons. You see the Valks sometimes come, and they get on the scene pretty quickly, and they might be already dead by the time the balloons arrive. But with the giants, they do some tanking, and it's a nice little touch because those balloons are going to get a couple drops off on the golems and get those taken care of pretty early.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that he dropped his golem so early when those balloons coming out because you know that they was going to get, they were going to get on those golems right away, which they did. I think they absolutely killed. Well, maybe they didn't kill. How many did he bring? 2 or 1? or 2 or 3.
Looks like he brought 3 because he's only
One of
got
them's
21
gone.
hogs.
Yeah,
So he sends his hogs early. Look at how early he sends them. The
yeah.
queen still hasn't been taken care of, but he sees that the king and the golems are gonna hit that jump spell any second. This scared me watching it live, man, but it ended up working out for him. The queen comes over here, locks onto the king. The king sees her. He's going to go over and at least occupy her. She does take him out, but check this out. She locks on to the golem while the friendly archer queen goes ahead, takes her out. The hogs are already working through the area. This ended up being, I think, the fastest attack of the war, simply because of how quickly he sent his hogs, not really waiting to get that queen down. So a little bit fortunate here. But at the same time, it ended up working out in his favor, and he was able to pretty much crush the base.
Well, I like those early hogs because, especially in this scenario, it was called for because those golems, the heroes, all that was doing some tanking for the hogs. So it was almost like a mini surgical on that start, taking out some of those defenses, so the queen and the other troops could move forward and get to that core.
Definitely. I'm going to put it in 2x, but it kind of works in your favor when you send the hogs early like that. I mean, you can't send them too early because, once
Right.
that queen locks onto a hog, starts chasing them, you're in trouble. But when you send them early and everything's still alive, you've got a ton of tanking. Lovely poison spell here at the end, making sure that elixir pump isn't going to produce any more elixir. And, yeah, nice work, Jay. Way to go, man.
Definitely a nice attack. All right, my last one. Let's look at Queen Cookie taking on 23 Carnage. Start this up. Again, hogs. It is what it is, guys. This is what works. When you're dealing with these anti 3-star Town Hall 9 bases. Not that some of these couldn't be Lune, but it's just this works better, I guess is what I'd say. Again, same scenario here. If you look at the angle that Cookie's taken, it is sort of a long travel to the queen. But again, we sort of knew that's what we had to do to get into some of those bomb positions. This base actually didn't even really have good bomb positions over by the queen. So when you're doing a hog attack and you're bringing a shattered or anything like that, a stoned or cold-blooded, if you can get away with it, getting a set or two of bombs, at least a possible spot, eliminated is pretty huge. You'll see the CC troops coming out right here, drops a nice rage for the queen and for the kill squad. Lunes and a dragon, they get taken out pretty quickly. The king's out front, and then right here, he's going to lock on to that defensive queen as soon as some of those skeletons go down. Right there, he's on. So step one's pretty much complete, and the queen is at full health, hasn't been touched yet. Hogs are already going in.
Nice job getting that double trip there by that kill squad on that deep push. Very nice job. And then he had a single trip on that bottom side as well. So
Yeah.
very little bomb threat at all. And he's still got 2 heals in the bag.
Well, and if you'll watch, as I said before, watch this again, you'll see a couple of hogs go flying. You do have the one bomb there, but once they get to the sort of this back side of the base, the sort of the invited side where you could tell that Carnage wants them to come from, you'll stop seeing hogs go flying. There's no more bombs. It's sort of, even though he's only got one heal spell left, he's going to be okay with this number of hogs.
Definitely. Pretty much just wrecks the base, though. Nice attack to Cookie there.
Yeah, we'll go for ×2 here because just the last defense going down right there. Now, the queen is down here, so that cannon did take her out, but not a lot of base left and quite a few hogs. When you've got that many hogs left and no giant bombs to worry about, pretty much GG.
Definitely. When you're working in, a no lure type of raid, when you end up with a minute and a half left on the clock and 20 hogs left alive, you're going to be all right.
All right, good job, Cookie. All right, man, what's your last one?
All right. My last one. Oh, my God. Did we save the best for last? Probably not. But it is me, yours truly, Power Bang. Attack on 25, tier lock. All right. So I hit the play button here, and this was a cleanup attack. And drawing your attention to the upper right side with the builder hut and the air defense, there was a double giant bomb there that roasted Jiggy Fly's initial raid on this. He ended up with a 97% 2-star. So I essentially just copied his raid. I dropped a rage spell for the opening, spell here, and I opted for a heal instead. But basically, the Stone Go-Ho, get 3 golems coming in with a jump spell. Didn't have to fool with the wall breakers. Really like raids where you don't have to worry about, the screwy AI these days with, the wall breakers targeting different spots on the wall and all that kind of stuff. So 3 golems out front, plenty of tanking power for a dragon and Lune, and then just kind of letting the queen do her work. Double jump spell goes down. It's going to get me access to the enemy archer queen, as well as the other double giant bomb set, which is next to the Tesla that just popped there on the left. So I'm just going to clear that Tesla out, and that will remove the pathing to that double set. And the king's going to hop in, take out the queen, and at this point, just kind of drop in Surgical fashion hogs here. A little sloppy on the front side with my heels. See here. So we got the hogs working in, but check out the two hogs I sent from the spawn point all the way up to that DGB position.
I like
Get
that.
both of them triggered, and then still have hogs coming in from the top and with the heel left that I can drop in between the hogs that I dropped on the backside and the ones coming in from the front side. So they're all going to converge on that, get healed up for the final push, and pretty much GG from this point. Just have to get over to that final cannon. I've got wizards on both ends clearing up the trash on their way around the base, and that queen's going to do her thing in the middle. And the hogs are just going to clean this up. Got a little bit excited on stream on this one. I don't know if anybody heard me screaming, but
I wasn't there for that one. But that's awesome. It's always fun to get a 3-star in a tough war like this. It makes you feel good. I know it, and I like the double jump. I like the 2 hogs that come over and trigger the bomb. That was all really, really nice. Sorry, I'm
definitely.
having a few pops up to my
I was
viewers
pumped
here.
up for this one, man, because there was like 1,100 people on the stream, and it can be a little nerve-wracking when you got that many people watching you live, for sure.
You bet. You bet.
You fail, and you got to answer up to it, for everybody right there, then and there. So, anyways, that's gonna do it for our side for this war. But just wanted to say to you guys, Jake. We had an absolute blast this war. The guys over at WHF, a lot of respect for OneHive, the things that you stand for. We learned a lot from this war, and we're gonna, take some things back, especially on the base building end, going forward, to hopefully give some guys a little bit more of a challenge when taking on our Town Hall 9 bases for sure.
Well, coming from OneHive, you guys were all class acts. It was a pleasure to war you. All gentlemen and ladies over at Wiz on Her Face, all you guys are just great. We had fun. We'll do it again in the future, and I hope the viewers like this. Some guys asked for it. You got it. I hope you liked it. Hope you liked the back and forth. Powerbang and I doing this together. So for all the OneHive guys out there, if you haven't checked out Powerbang, be sure to go do it. Good channel, good content. I think you'll like it, and I hope you like this war. We want to do more of like this stuff for you guys. It actually takes a lot of work and it's hard to do, but we will do our best to keep it coming.
Absolutely. And for those over at Powerbang Gaming, if you guys have not seen the OneHive Raids YouTube channel, go do that immediately. Excellent content coming from Jake. Uploads daily. Fantastic stuff over there. So be sure to subscribe to him if you have not done so already. But thanks again for the opportunity, Jake. Go ahead and do your sign off for me. Powerbang representing the good guys. We'll do this again soon in the future with OneHive and some other clans out there that are hoping to find a good fair play matchup.
All right, guys. Until next time, Jake from OneHive reminding you guys to suck less.